nothing phony about this contest, but I want you to see something.
For more than 30 years, beach cleaners along a French coast there have been picking up bright orange Garfield the cat phones. No one knew why they kept washing ashore.
Guys, I come to you today with excitement and sufficient evidence that aliens are about to invade planet Earth. Okay, maybe not complete evidence, but there have been some like really weird things going on. There have been some weird things going on for 30 years. 30 years, for instance. For 30 years, these vintage Garfield phones have just been randomly washing up on shore in northwestern France. Considering I've never spoken about the 80s and 90s comic strip star Garfield, I figured now is probably a better time than ever, considering how weird and mysterious this story is. To begin with this story, a local beach cleaning group said that in their 18 years operating, almost every time they clean, they find these Garfield phone parts. Last year in 2018 alone, it was tallied that over 200 fragments were removed from French beaches. For decades, these plastic Garfield parts would just keep washing up on shore without a clear explanation. Volunteers tracked down the source of the Garfield phones after a local man told them about a big storm that struck in the early 1980s. On March 22nd of this year, they ventured into a sea cave, normally cut off by the tide and only accessible a few days each year, where they found metal from a container and Garfield-shaped phone shells. Under the boulders in the front of the entrance, they found hundreds of pieces, including dozens of handsets, their buttons intact, and many still clearly showing their numbers on the keypad. Amidst the wreckage, the team also found marine life, including starfish, crabs, and abalone, who dwell alongside the inert plastic Garfields. Inside the actual container was a stock of phones, but most of them gone, some older televisions, and a quantity of red wood. Still, the mystery is only half cleared up. Nobody knows which ship dropped the container, or if only one container has fallen into the water. If you look at the map of currents and the location of the beaches where you find Garfield phones, it's very likely there is more than one container dispersing the parts, especially considering the one recently found was mostly empty. An interesting fact that actually ties in with this story, around 148 million shipping containers are sent by sea each year, and of those 148 million, 1,500 to 15,000 containers could go missing into the ocean. That's unfortunately a lot of pollution. This actually reminds me a lot of the Atari ET burial site that was excavated in 2014. This is pretty similar to that. Also, an honorable mention for this video could also be the My Little Pony toys that washed up in the Netherlands in January, earlier this year. Along with the toys were some IKEA furniture and car parts. Now, I can't think of a better direction for this video other than to now, in the spirit of Garfield himself, to take a look at Garfield's other more weird and obscure products. Well, let's take a look. All right, let's take a look at some weird Garfield products. Like previously stated in this video, in the 80s and 90s, Garfield was a pretty big deal, and there are just a lot of things made either to look like Garfield or things that have Garfield's face on them. This is probably one of the more popular Garfield products to collect, the Garfield telephone. This one's actually in pretty good shape despite being on a beach for this video. This is one made by Tyco. You can see right there the Tyco logo. There's the keypad and the phone itself. Fun fact about these phones, at least concerning this video, the phones that were washed up in France were not Tyco phones. They were actually different UK models made by company Teleconcept. So the ones made by Tyco are not the ones washing up in France. That is actually a different UK model. I think it goes without mentioning this far in the video that the main point of this phone is that when you take it on and off, it makes Garfield's eyes open and close. One fun thing to do though There's like this little switch that makes it happen. You can kind of make Garfield spaz out if you want. I unfortunately don't have the box for this, but the box is pretty neat. The main thing it says on it is that it's a real phone that's real fun. I think maybe they were afraid of people mistaking this for being some sort of Garfield toy rather than a phone. So they kind of went with that catchphrase on the box. That's about all there is to talk about the Garfield telephone. So now let's take a look at some other popular, weird, and obscure Garfield stuff. Next is a Garfield plush. This is a pretty big plush. This is, of course, when Garfield had a bit more weight on him. I feel like over the years, Garfield lost weight in his figure over time. I know, like, one of the things about Garfield is he's like a fat cat, but really in his design, kind of lost some weight over the years. Not much left to talk about the Garfield plush, but when you saw Garfield plushes back in the day, a lot of them did kind of look like this. They kind of had this design, but the Garfield plush that a lot of people really remember, let's take a look at that. This is the Garfield plush that everyone remembers. The Garfield that you stick on the inside of your car window. Most people don't know that these stick-on Garfields actually were specifically called the stuck-on-you Garfields. And a lot of them would have like a pin or a button on the back, I should say, with these different phrases. This, I think, is the most common one that you could get. It just has like a button that says, "Stuck on you." I remember seeing a lot of these when I was a kid. I, of course, couldn't drive yet. So I spent most of my time riding in cars, not driving. Certainly wasn't old enough to drive yet, but I remember seeing a lot of these. These were in a lot of people's cars. I almost want to say 10 to 20% of cars I'd see on the road in the 90s had these stick-on Garfields. I have like this transparent pane. This is not glass though. All right, let's see if this kitty still works. Oh, check it out. We are stuck on the pane. I might actually put this in my car. Up next, we got this Garfield handheld massager. Here's Garfield on the box. Too much pampering is never enough. If you flip to the other side of the box in a different language, Garfield's actually cussing. This is definitely one of the weirder things I found. I mean, we've got some weirder ones to go, but this is definitely one of the weird ones. Look at this Garfield. This is freaking weird looking. It's got skinny little legs. Inside of this, I have not opened this. Inside of this little card says, "Merry Christmas." And then it says, "To Francis, Merry Christmas, Phyllis." That's what it says on there. Why did they keep that with this? Why would they not take that out? This comes with like a little pamphlet called Garfield's Guide to the Ultimate Massage, featuring Garfield's exclusive massage tips. This surprisingly has like a lot of information on the inside of it as far as like how to give yourself the proper massage. It's got all these like pressure points and like a chart to follow. Look at that. You have to like pry off Garfield's back to get to the batteries. There actually are batteries in here, but they must be dead. Oh, these are corroded like really bad. I probably shouldn't be touching these with my hands. Look at the freaking battery. That's pretty bad. I'm gonna leave the eBay seller bad feedback. Oh my God, it's moving on its own. Is that loud? I don't know how loud that is. I mean, this is kind of cool on its own. I mean, yeah, it works. I actually find doing this with it more fun than what you're supposed to do with it. Okay, all right, I think we're done with this. Up next, we got the Garfield Hotspot mug warmer set. Includes bonus coffee break book. I hope we get the bonus coffee break book. Here is the plate warmer. And the coffee mug that comes with it. Yes, we got the bonus coffee break book. Wow, that's actually kind of small, but hey, it's a bonus. This like bonus coffee book is actually kind of cool. These were like Garfield Facebook memes if Facebook existed when Garfield was popular. I mean, that's pretty much what these are. It's not like a comic book. It's just like these little images of Garfield with funny little Facebook meme sort of sayings. This is probably gonna become my new primary coffee mug. I mean, that's a pretty killer coffee mug. You got Garfield's face on it, and the handle is like Garfield's tail. I mean, I like that. The actual plate warmer is like a donut. So I suppose you put your mug on there, and I mean, let's just see if it works. I don't got any coffee in it or anything, but let's just see if it actually still turns on. Okay, it's been a little bit. Let's just see. Ow! Hole! Yeah, it works. I was kind of thrown off at first because the bottom of the mug is like not hot at all, but the surface of this is very hot. So definitely works. You're gonna have to just take my word for it. I mean, I'm not playing with you. It's on. The little light. See that little light? It's on. And now it's time for our great grand finale item. Did I just kill the audio? My audio thing. Okay, yeah, we're still recording. It's still working. That was a close one. This is surprisingly heavy, but we've got the Garfield Slumber tent. That's right. This product appears to have been made by Slumber or Slumber. Never heard of that company. Yeah, this is a freaking Garfield tent. What more could you want? This is like I said, this is a really heavy box. What the heck is this? There's like a note in here. Thank you for purchasing this Garfield tent from us. We really appreciate your support. We hope you enjoy it and come back again. Have a great day, and thank you again, Heather and Bobby. I mean, I don't know if this was meant for me. I mean, I suppose it was. I bought this. I don't know if Heather and Bobby are ever gonna see this video, but if they do, thank you for this wonderful and very personal letter. I appreciate this. They probably assumed that like a child was gonna be using this. You know, not a grown-up adult. Look at this! Holy crap! I don't think I can put this together in here. We gotta do like a time lapse. I gotta do this in like my office or something. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do this on this table. Hello? Oh, yo, Doc, you know me. I'm just chilling in my Garfield tent. Hey, guys, check it out. I'm coming out of Garfield's butthole.